Hi, my name is Tim Schmidt, the president and founder of the United States Concealed Carry Association, and I'm also known in certain circles as Tactical Tim. Welcome to this week's Tactical Tim video. I'm doing things a little bit differently this week. I actually have a guest today. I have Dan Garvey sitting to my right. He is the Vice President of Member Services at Delta Defense and the USCCA. Dan, welcome.
Thank you for having me here.
All right, so some of you may be thinking, what the heck, Tim? Why are you having a guest on Tactical Tim? Well, as you can imagine, every day we get hundreds of emails and calls, and it's a very common question. Members and customers want to know, Tim, do you really have a real live customer service team, or do you outsource all your phone calls to India or China or the Philippines or some other third world country? Like we all know that all these companies do. You call up and some guy sounds like he's Indian and his name is Bulb, which of course is not the truth. So anyway, I asked Dan to sit in today and just to give you guys a different perspective of the business that's behind the USCCA. And so Dan, I guess I'd like to start out by asking you if you could just tell the Tactical Tim listeners and viewers a little bit about your background.
Oh, sure. It's pretty dull, but no, actually I've spent about 17 years of my life in and around the call center industry, both, I guess you could say, environmental and technical. So I worked in the Fortune 500, I guess, size of companies, and supported call volumes of roughly 5 million a year. So a little different coming to this size of a company. Yeah, that's basically where my expertise has lied.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, needless to say, now I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, well, how the heck did Tim convince this guy that worked for a Fortune 500 company that probably had like real benefits and stuff to come to work at Delta Defense and the USCCA? And it was pure bribery. No, seriously, Dan and I actually became pretty good friends outside of business, and probably 3 years ago, I started talking to Dan about, hey, you should consider coming into a small company, and now you can build everything from the ground up and do it exactly the way you've always wanted to. And lucky for me, he agreed to, because that's exactly what Dan has done. He's literally built up our member services team. And if you've called the member services team in the last 2 years, I'm sure you've had a fantastic experience because we've got an amazing team. So I'm excited, very excited about that. Dan, next question. Now, if your response is going to be negative, don't tell me the truth. But if it's going to be positive, just let me know. So the question is, what's your favorite thing about the USCCA and Delta Defense that is just different than your past work experience?
It's an easy one. Ironically enough, it's the transparency. So his joke was really truly a joke. What's nice about coming here is that you can say what's on your mind and really get things done because of that. You don't have the bureaucracy or the red tape that you would have at a Fortune 500 company. There's multi-levels in a large organization like the ones I came from. Here we try to keep it as flat as possible, and we encourage people to tell us their opinions, their thoughts, their ideas, because we truly value them, and Tim truly values them. So I would say that part of the culture was the breath of fresh air that immediately happened when I got here, and I love being able to see the fruits of my labor a lot faster than ever before.
Awesome. Dan, I can remember back when the USCCA Delta Defense Member Services team was literally one person. It was my assistant Laura at the time, and I mean, because it had to be that because we only had like 3 employees total, and it's hard for me to imagine now. We walk upstairs and we walk through this huge open area, and all these people that are on the phones constantly. So just to help people get a feel for how many member services people do we employ right now?
Well, we employ 15 right now, and by the end of the year it'll be close to 20. Wow. And I can extrapolate on that and give you a little taste for the growth of you were alluding to we had one person at one time. Well, 2 years ago we handled 34,000 contacts. Okay. Last year we handled 115,000 contacts. This year we'll probably be right around 170,000 contacts. Wow. So it'll be great when we as we grow, it actually becomes easier to handle.
Sure. So let me get this straight. So when you started, it was 34,000 contacts, and within less than 2 years, it's 170,000?
Correct.
So that's like more than double.
Teeny bit of growth. Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. So another question that I hear a lot, either from comments on videos like this or emails is, Tim, who are these people that are your member service agents? And honestly, this is the part that I'm the most proud about because I love these guys, and it's actually no secret in the company that I have a especially soft spot in my heart for member service agents, mostly because I think they have the hardest job that there is. Every month, or approximately every month, I'll actually get on the phone for a few hours, and oh my gosh, I get nervous before I do that. Even to this day. So could you kind of give some of the, like, what kind of people are these? What are their backgrounds? And,
sure.
And
well, that's the other fun part of coming to work here, is because of the wide range of personalities we have. We have obviously males and females, a good balance. Age groups spanning anywhere from in college still, all the way to people that are 60 years old. So a wide range of ages. Obviously, all of them are Second Amendment advocates, and we have veterans. We have veterans. We have active National Guard employees. We actually recently got recognized by the Secretary of Defense for being a patriotic employer because of the fact that we support the National Guard and the reserves.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
With that said, some advisors will know a lot more than others regarding firearms, let's say, right? So we're able to give each caller the level of service that they are demanding. So if they are just, entry-level people into our industry wondering what kind of firearm they should, get, we have people that can answer those questions for them, because they are, basically ask them questions, and based on what they how they answer, we can help guide them in the right direction on what their purchase should look like.
Awesome. Fantastic. And please, those of you who are watching this who are on the East Coast and the West Coast, don't take this the wrong way. But the neat thing that I love about our member services team is that they're all just, positive, fantastic, really nice Midwestern people. And
Definitely.
Of course, I'm a Midwestern person. So again, if those of you on the East and West Coast who aren't like that, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the other ones. But seriously, our member services team is fantastic. And so ultimately that was why I wanted you to come on Tactical Tim today. And I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. Dan manages the most amount of people of all the leadership team members, so I really appreciate that, Dan. Thanks a lot, man.
Well, thanks for having me.
No problem. So until next week, that is all for Tactical Tim. I hope that I answered all of your questions that have come in about our member services and just how good the experience can be. And certainly feel free to call in and experience it for yourself. My name is Tim Schmidt, Tactical Tim. Take care and stay safe.